I live in a beautiful area of North Carolina. One of my favorite parts of the landscape here are the huge boulders that stick out from ancient rock ledges. You can almost imagine the time in history when they were tumbled by the forever gone water, and these giants came to rest in what is now people's yards. At the side of the road, in the middle of a pasture, you can see them along the road and peeking out from the trees as you pass by. And people have incorporated these giants into their landscape. You see flowers planted around them, flowering trees to shade the rocks, and some schools even import huge rocks for the students to paint. I was thinking about these boulders and how they are a permanent part of the landscape. There is no changing the fact that they are here to stay. They are way too big to move, and after a while, we get used to seeing them there. And then I thought how these boulders compare to a significant loss in our life. But instead of a boulder being in our life, we have a hole. When my husband died suddenly of a rare blood disorder called protein S deficiency with a Leiden 5 factor, I had no clue of the size of the hole he would leave behind. My husband was not only my best friend and the father of my children, but he was also my pastor. The hole he left was immense. I was afraid of looking into it for too long lest I fall in and be lost to my daughters, myself, my family, and my friends forever. I was desperate to find a way to deal with this loss. The long days and the longer nights without him by my side were very difficult. The aching of wanting to be held and knowing he would never be there again with me was brutal. I'm sure you have equal descriptions of your loss. Back when he died, it was in the baby stages of the internet, and there were lots of support books that told me of how the authors felt or the sad story of a life lost, but I could not find one to help me heal. So I began to write. I discovered that a significant emotional loss is a lot like a hole. We miss so many things about the person who died and who we were when we were with them. Our likes and our dislikes, our home environment, our goals, our dreams are intertwined with that person, and now there's a gaping hole. And it's very common and so easy for us to try and fill the hole using things like sleeping aids and alcohol, other drugs, shopping, working, or shallow relationships. These behaviors may be short-term or they may continue for an extended period until we realize there is no way to fill that hole. It is now an ugly part of our landscape. There's nothing we can do to make that hole go away, or is there? I simply could not bear the thought of looking into that dark, deep hole every day. Every day I spent on the edge was killing me. I was not present for my daughters or my life. After some soul searching, I came up with an idea and it worked for me, and I hope you will try it and it may work for you too. I made a physical list of things that I was thankful for. The list was so hard to make at first. I was so new in my grief that I had to start small. I was thankful I got out of bed. I was thankful I could breathe. I was thankful that my husband was alive long enough for all of us to express our goodbyes. I was thankful I had 2 daughters that needed me and they had a chance to know their dad. I was thankful I had a best friend who was a bulldog for me and protected me for months after his death. I then put a daily reminder on my phone for each morning at 8 a.m. It says, be thankful for something. And I will tell you that some days I sit there and think for a few minutes before I say aloud the thing I'm thankful for. But I say it out loud every day, and I've been doing this for years now. By verbalizing aloud my thankfulness, it lets me hear a good thing in my life and reminds me that there are things to be thankful for. It is a mindset I have chosen to help me through this loss. You see, gratitude has become the buffer between that dark, uninvited hole and the rest of my life. I like to think of the good things in my life as bushes and flowers I've planted on the edge of that hole so it softens the edge every time I visit it. I know that that hole will be a part of the landscape of my life. But as life goes on, the gratitude that I've planted and continue to plant will grow. I have to walk through those plants and trees to get to the side of the hole that will always be there. Gratitude is a choice I make each day. I will never forget my husband or the impact that he made on the earth while he was here. But choosing gratitude allows me to focus on the beauty of my life and not on the hole.